The crisp November air clung to the sleepy town of Maple Ridge, Oregon. Nestled between tall evergreens and rolling hills, the town stirred slowly each morning. Coffee brewing, shutters opening, and dogs barking their greetings to the rising sun at the edge of town. In a cozy white cottage with green shutters, Sarah Matthews pulled on her fleece jacket and whistled softly. "Buddy, ready for our walk?" From the kitchen, a golden blur came bounding, ears flopping, tail wagging, eyes bright. Buddy, her 5-year-old Labrador retriever, skidded to a stop at her feet, leash in his mouth. Sarah laughed and clipped it on. "Let's go, boy." Their usual trail started just behind Sarah's backyard, winding through pine and cedar, stretching all the way to the edge of a rugged cliff that overlooked the valley. Every morning for years, this had been their ritual: rain, snow, or shine. But that morning, something felt different. The air was colder than usual, heavy with fog and silence. As they moved along the trail, the only sounds were their footsteps crunching frost-covered leaves and the soft whistle of wind brushing through trees. Suddenly, Buddy froze. His ears perked. His body stiffened. Then, with no warning, he bolted forward, barking sharply. "Buddy," Sarah called, heart pounding as she gripped the leash, which was yanked from her hand in an instant. Buddy turned once, just long enough to meet her eyes. They were wide and urgent, trusting his instincts, as she always had. Sarah followed. He dashed off the main path, paws thumping against the soft earth, leading her toward a part of the woods she hadn't ventured into before. The trees grew denser, the air colder. After about 2 minutes of navigating brambles and roots, Buddy stopped, tail low but wagging, his nose pointing towards something tucked between the trees that was an old, weathered hunter's cabin. The kind you'd miss entirely if you didn't know where to look. At the foot of the porch steps lay a dog, skin and bones, fur matted and dirty. Its ribs showed through like thin, fragile twigs beneath skin. The animal's eyes fluttered open, dull and cloudy with exhaustion. "Oh my God," Sarah whispered, rushing forward. "Hey there, sweetie." The dog didn't move, didn't growl, just lay there, as if it had finally given up. Sarah stripped off her coat and gently wrapped it around the shivering creature. Buddy sat beside her, silent now, his gaze steady and full of concern. "We've got to get you help," she murmured, lifting the frail body carefully into her arms. The drive to the Maple Ridge Animal Rescue Center took 10 minutes. Buddy rode in the back, his eyes never leaving the bundle of fur resting on Sarah's lap. At the shelter, the staff immediately rushed to her aid. "Severe malnutrition," one vet muttered. "Let's get 4 fluids started." Another peeled back the coat and winced. "Poor thing's been eating anything it could find to survive." The x-rays confirmed it. Plastic bags, old wrappers, even fragments of what looked like leather. The dog had ingested whatever it could, and its stomach was in chaos. It took hours of careful treatment. Medications to help it purge the harmful contents. A bath to cleanse its tangled coat. Gentle shaving to remove matted fur, and a warm blanket to replace Sarah's jacket. Buddy waited patiently in the reception area, head on his paws, eyes trained on the doors. A few hours later, one of the staff members approached Sarah. "He's stable. It's going to take time, but he's got a fighting chance." Sarah let out a breath she hadn't realized she'd been holding. "Thank you. Can I see him?" They led her into the recovery room. The dog lay curled under a heat lamp, eyes half closed. It was a mix, maybe a shepherd and collie blend, with a rust-colored coat that would have been beautiful once. "We're calling him Rusty," the vet smiled. "Seems fitting." Sarah knelt down and reached out. Rusty's eyes opened slowly. Weakly, he licked her fingers. Buddy padded into the room and settled down beside Rusty, his body pressed close, offering silent comfort. And from that moment, he refused to leave his new friend's side. The weeks that followed became a routine. Every day, Sarah brought Buddy to visit Rusty. The two dogs would curl up together on the shelter floor, Buddy nudging him gently, as if willing him to get better. Rusty responded. His fur started to grow back, thicker and softer each day. His eyes brightened. His energy returned by Thanksgiving. He was chasing Buddy around the shelter's outdoor play area, tail wagging, tongue out, barking with joy. Sarah stood watching from the fence, heart full. She had posted flyers, contacted rescue groups, even listed Rusty on adoption boards. But the truth was, every time someone expressed interest, Buddy would grow anxious. He'd sit protectively beside Rusty, eyes wary, body stiff. And Rusty? He would whimper when Buddy wasn't near. They were bonded in a way that couldn't be explained, like long-lost brothers reunited after years apart. One morning, as Sarah sipped her coffee and looked out at the frosty lawn where the two dogs rolled in the snow, she made the decision. She called the shelter director and smiled. "I'd like to adopt Rusty." It took a few more weeks to finalize everything, but soon enough, Rusty came home for good. Sarah bought a new dog bed, though, predictably, both dogs still chose to share Buddy's old one. She switched to larger food bowls and rearranged the living room so there was space for their tug-of-war games. Buddy and Rusty became local legends in Maple Ridge. Every morning, they walked the trail together, Buddy on Sarah's left, Rusty on the right. They'd chase squirrels, bark at deer in the distance, and sit quietly at the cliff's edge, watching the mist rise over the valley below. People began stopping their cars just to watch them play in the park. "Those two," an old man once said, tipping his cap, "they got something special." Sarah would nod, eyes glistening. They saved each other. Winter melted into spring, and the days grew longer. Rusty's transformation was nothing short of a miracle. His once dull coat now shimmered in the sunlight. His ribs were no longer visible. He'd gained muscle and spirit. But more than that, he had found his place. One afternoon, a young woman approached Sarah in the local coffee shop. "Are those your dogs?" she asked, showing a photo on her phone that had been shared on a community Facebook page. "Yes," Sarah laughed. "That's Buddy and Rusty." The woman's eyes softened. "I just wanted to say, stories like theirs, they give people hope." Sarah smiled. "They gave me hope, too." One summer evening, as fireflies blinked across the yard and the scent of pine filled the air, Sarah sat on her porch, watching the dogs chase each other through the grass. She thought about that cold November morning, about Buddy's sudden dash into the woods, about the emaciated creature lying by the old cabin, about the look in Buddy's eyes, the urgent message he had understood before anyone else could. Sometimes, she wondered how Buddy had known. Maybe dogs sense things we can't. Maybe it was instinct. Maybe it was fate. Or maybe, just maybe, it was love, deep, loyal, and unbreakable. Epilogue. On the wall near Sarah's fireplace hangs a photo. In it, Buddy and Rusty sit side by side on the cliff trail, tongues out, tails wagging, the valley stretching behind them. Below it is a quote carved into wood. "The world becomes a better place when we choose kindness, not just toward each other, but to every living being that shares this earth with us." And in that small home in Maple Ridge, love lived loud. One bark, one paw, one act of compassion at a time. If you were moved by this incredible story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an amazing tale like this. Stay with us for more heartwarming and unbelievable stories.